What's up, everybody? This is the Hardly Typical podcast, and we are back. Well, almost. We're almost back for season 2. But we just want to give you a recap of season 1 and how much fun we had. So before we get to that, Dr. Lee, how are you doing?
I am doing phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yes, excited to be back. Season 2.
Yeah, that's a big word. I like that you use phenomenal. I would have just said good. But, I'm not as smart as you, so I don't use words like phenomenal. I will have to put that in my vocabulary for next time. So we're back for season 2. Actually, season 2 we're going to release in a couple of weeks. But we wanted to come back and do sort of a recap of season 1. Man, I had so much fun, but I want to ask you, as we lead into season 2, what is something that you felt like you learned about me that you didn't know? Because, we're sort of learning each other even as we go along in this journey. And like we always say, we're not just building a podcast, we're building a community. And that starts with your host, people. We're building a community amongst ourselves. So what is something that maybe you felt like you learned that you didn't know about me?
Oh my goodness. I actually have like a mini list.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Because there was a couple things. Like I did not know about Lamar BC. That one was a whole like shocker for me. Stepping heavy.
Listen. For those who haven't, go back and listen to season 1. But just to catch you up, Lamar BC means Lamar before Christ.
Mm-hmm. And we had a couple of animated stories.
Yeah.
About Lamar before Christ.
Yeah. Listen. I've been preaching and pastoring over 20 years, but people still need to know that, especially when it comes to my family, I don't play about mine. So I keep just a little smidget of Lamar BC. That's one of my, just for you,
understandable.
Just so y'all can know, that's one of my favorite black units of measurement. A smidget. We'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just a little splash of Lamar BC. I get him to hang around. So yeah. So now you know, Dr. Lee, I do have a little bit of BC still left.
Now we all know. We all know. We will come correct.
Yeah. Listen, so you come from like a holiness background, so you know that sanctification is a process.
It is. It is a process.
So I'm in process. Okay, pray for your boy.
Let him use you.
What else? You said you had a list. What else?
So I thought what was a really fun fact was that our moms actually live within miles of each other. I thought, how cool is that? It was a total random fact that we discovered just in general conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was like, that's a pretty fun thing to know.
Yeah, and that's pretty interesting because, okay, I'm not going to say because I don't want people to like stalk our mamas, but
yeah, don't be looking for my mama now.
Yeah, but where they live, because I don't think we talk about that on air. I think we talked about it offline, but where they live the reason why it was interesting is because that's not a place that you would just randomly pick to live.
It's not a tourist site. It's no major attractions. It's a small town.
Yeah. So it was interesting that they both settled in that area because I'm like, who chooses to go there?
Right.
And then
they're both not from that area. They transplanted to that area, which is funny. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah. Okay, now I got to throw it back at you.
Okay.
What's something you learned about me?
Well, the first thing I learned through one of the episodes we did on the movie Deliverance, I learned that you're far, far more holier than I am. And that I have a lot of work to do. Because you were straight up like,
y'all see this?
I am not watching that movie. I know Jesus. And I remember you saying that. And I'm like,
y'all come get mine. He's acting up now.
I don't know if I know him.
Really?
He did say everybody who say Lord, Lord.
Wow, Lamar. Wow. Stop
and I'm
it.
like, I've been saved since I was 16 years old, been preaching since I was 20. And she told me that I shouldn't have watched that movie because people who know Jesus don't watch stuff like that. And I'm like, wow.
Y'all hear this? Y'all don't let Lamar do this to me now, okay? Make sure y'all go to social media and get him, okay? Get him for me because it is not. I am not more holy. I am just scary. That's the truth of it, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with holiness. It got everything to do with me hiding under the covers, under my husband, terrified, sleeping with the lights on. And he's going to be like, if you don't turn them like... That's all it is, okay? That is all it is.
I don't know. I just felt like the anointing and the judgment coming through the camera. And I'm like, Lord.
No judgment. None. Yeah, none.
Like I was literally laying prostrate and weeping and repenting. Wow. No, I wasn't doing all that.
That wasn't for me. That wasn't for me. Now, I did say a little extra prayer for you, though.
I appreciate it.
Just a little bit.
I appreciate it because I was like, wow, I really probably shouldn't have watched that. Like, I'm over here just telling all my business to all the listeners.
No condemnation from the Lees, none.
So okay, well, I guess then I guess I won't put that on the list. Then it's kind of late though. I already just said that. So
there you go. Give me something else. You got to give us something else to work with.
Okay, so one of the things that I learned, and this is like a serious learning experience for me, is I learned what a neonatologist. Did I say that right?
A neonatologist.
Yes. First of all, I learned that you wanted to be one when you were like 5. And you even knew how to spell it in kindergarten.
Now he's exaggerating now. Yeah.
And so I learned that at early age, you already knew what your purpose in life was and your calling. And I learned what that word meant because I had no clue. And I tried to play it off during the episode.
If y'all didn't listen, make sure y'all watch that episode.
I tried to play it off like I knew what you were talking about until I couldn't play it off no more because you just kept saying that word. And I'm like, okay, I gotta just confess. I do not know what that. I didn't know what it meant until I heard it. You say it about 3 times, and then I figured out it has something to do with babies.
Y'all, Lamar had his phone to the side. He was trying to Google it real quick.
Yeah,
it wasn't fast enough. It's okay. But we got it. See, that's the point of building this community. We are teaching one another. See that?
Yeah. Well, you taught me. I think I learned more from you.
No, because I learned I did not need to watch Deliverance because it wasn't going to work for me. So see how this is a mutually beneficial relationship?
Well, I'm glad I could have absorbed all that sin on your behalf.
See, we're gonna go out and steer clear.
Yeah. So I think we'll just assign that as my role. If there's anything that we want to review as far as movies or books that are kind of on the edge, I'll go ahead and just take one for the team so that we can make sure you stay pure and holy.
There you go. That's all right with me.
I will be the lamb.
And I'll be over here watching something, some rom-com.
Something holy.
That makes us laugh and cry.
Yeah. Now, here's the biggest thing I learned. And I didn't actually not learn this as we were recording. Because, for the listeners, we have meetings and we talk about things. We don't just get on. Well, there's a few times we just got on here and said, you know what, let's talk about this. And we decided like 5 minutes before.
We have.
But for the most part, we try to, talk about topics and things. And we're excited about season 2. We got some really cool things coming up. But here's something I learned offline. And I will confess to the listeners, I learned this actually by stalking your Instagram.
Okay.
So I part of our partnership is I handle like most of the social media, not always, but most of it. And in doing that, I try to keep up with Dr. Lee and what she's posting on social media. And I watch your stories a lot. And around October, I started seeing a lot of stories that referred to Christmas. And I'm like, okay, this is, yeah, you know where this is going. I'm like, it's kind of early for Christmas. Maybe she just posted one, and then I just saw another post and another post and another. And I realized, and I brought this up in a production meeting. I said, "You love Christmas, don't you?"
Love it.
I began to realize that like every post in the stories was about Christmas. Now,
counting down.
I'm gonna ask you this because we had a conversation about this. If you don't want to answer, it's okay. How many Christmas trees? You knew I had to ask.
Oh Lord!
How many Christmas trees do you currently have in your home?
Well,
yeah, yes.
I just want to say this was not a decision solely made by me.
Okay.
There are other people within the house who also voted on how many trees we would have this year.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't matter that they may be 7 or 8. They still have weight in this home, so we have to hear them out, okay?
Oh, okay.
So currently, we have 5 Christmas trees.
5? 5 listeners, Christmas trees.
Well, it started with just 1, then it went to 4. I don't know why it jumped so big. And then they said, no, we need 1 tree per person. And I thought, what a great idea.
I'm sure
we got 1 more.
You were already for it. So it wasn't like they had to argue you into getting an additional tree.
I can't let the kids down.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll blame it on them. All I know is, since we're talking about what we learned about each other, all I know is as soon as October hit, all I saw in your Instagram stories was Christmas.
We were ready. We were ready.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Now, listen. I want to know, are you one of those people who, if I asked you today how many days there are to Christmas, would you know?
Oh my goodness. You know, the only reason why I wouldn't know is because I haven't done my countdown for today. But I have a countdown on my phone. You want me to tell you? Hold on, I'll tell you.
But
because I keep a countdown on my phone. Yeah.
So you are one of those people. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You don't have to tell me how many days.
Yeah. You sure y'all want to know?
No, because by the time this airs, it'll be a different number of days.
Okay, this is true. True.
I just wanted to know if you were in fact one of those people who knows how many days there are till Christmas at any given time past the summer.
I keep my countdown. It starts over December 26th, and that's on my phone. Yes. Listen, if y'all listening, whatever day it is, make sure you go to our social media and ask me. I'll let you know exactly how many days it is from the day you posted. Okay.
Wow. Wow. I mean, how can I be mad that you love baby Jesus?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I can't be mad at you that you love baby Jesus, but it is a little creepy.
I was trying to hone it in. See, this is why I didn't put on social media I got 5 trees. I just may have shared a picture or 2.
So I just outed you that.
Yes.
My bad.
Now they like the crazy Christmas lady.
Hey, listen, do you? I'm not judging. Like you said, you don't judge me for watching horror movies. I don't judge you for knowing how many days there are till Christmas on the day after Christmas. I don't. Hey,
there you go.
Listen, if you and Jesus are like that, you are like that. Okay, so celebrate away. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you an extra tree. just because
we got room.
I don't like odd numbers. So we need 6 trees.
Understand.
We need 6 trees. So I'm going to send you one with a homemade ornament just for you. a hardly typical homemade Christmas ornament. We should probably think about doing those. We should probably
that would be kind of cool, huh?
That would be dope. Yeah.
Hey, a hardly typical Christmas. That sounds like a Christmas special you watch with hot chocolate and cookies.
Yeah. Maybe we should look into that. Listeners, if y'all are into making ornaments, you could hook us up with a hardly typical ornament. Let us know. Maybe a sketch or something, or maybe you can create something for Dr. Lee, because she loves Christmas, and that would really make her happy.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would make her happy. That's what I learned. So listen, I think that's enough, because
it's much more, but we won't go into that now. Let's stay on track now.
Okay. All right. That's what I learned. You wanted to know what I learned. That's what I learned about you. And I ain't mad. I'm glad I got to learn that in season 1.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely been fun digging deep. It's been fun recording, but I have to say, some of the recordings, some of the episodes, don't tell anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've liked more than others. As a matter of fact, I might even have a favorite.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you, if you could do a part 2 of any episode of season 1, what would it be?
If I could do a part 2. Well, it definitely wouldn't be the episode about the movie Deliverance. Yeah. Even though I enjoyed that one. And by the way, that was one of those ones that we decided to do right before. Like, it wasn't even on our recording schedule, but everybody was talking about it. And it was a fun episode.
We got great feedback from there too.
We sure did. It's one of the most popular episodes, actually. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do a part 2 because of that. I just wouldn't do it because I don't want to be judged again. But anyway, I think probably the one on our biggest fears.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. And I think it was one of the later ones. It might even have been the last one. I can't remember of the season. But yeah, I think that was a good conversation that I think we could continue on, and maybe at some point we will, because we talked about a lot of things, like, you know, being afraid of not being believed, especially when it comes to our medical issues, and how that is actually, I learned, it's not just an experience that I've had or that you have had or people that you know have had. There's actually data and statistics to back up that's kind of a widespread thing when it comes to women and minorities.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one that I think I would love to do or see a part 2 of, if we ever had a chance, and maybe we will. Who knows? Let us know, listeners, if that's something that you want us to continue to discuss, and maybe you can give us some stories or some things that you have experienced as it relates to that. But yeah, that would be my one that I would do a part 2. How about you?
Definitely. That was a good conversation. I think if I had to do a part 2, it would definitely be the faith episode. What is faith? That was a really good conversation. I think that was our longest conversation too. But I think we could have easily done another 30 to 60 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the one where you kind of caught me off guard too. I'm just not.
Yeah. That was shade. Authentic conversation. That was like.
Yeah. You had me up there trying to sound smart. And I'm like.
No, you gave good answers.
Did I?
You gave good answers.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I appreciate that. Because I was just like, Lord, she done throw me for a loop. These people going to think
we didn't practice that. That wasn't in the production notes. It was like, all right, we're going to talk about this, but. Yeah, I didn't give the exact questions, so he had to think on his feet.
I did, but it ended up being a good episode. I really did like that one. Yeah, you're right. I really did like that one, and it probably at some point deserves a part 2 and I think you said this in the episode that there are so many different aspects of faith that we don't even touch on. And I don't think we had time to touch on it in the episode. You like faith in ourselves, faith in others. Like what are we talking about when we talk about faith, and how do we apply that to different areas of our life? So yeah, definitely I can see more conversation about that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, this is just an opportunity to recap and let you all know that we're coming back. But before we do that, what would you say you're looking forward to in season 2?
Oh, definitely more discussion. Diving deep, really having those conversations that you don't typically hear on podcasts. Getting to know you more, allowing the audience to see more of you and your amazing testimony and story and your ministry. Just because you're no longer pastoring doesn't mean you no longer have ministry. And there's so much wisdom in our pre-production conversations and our recordings. Like, I'm thinking people need to hear this. So I want to share that, but I'm just really excited about season 2 because I know we're going to have some great times.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, not so much with the.
You agree that you're full of wisdom.
No.
Oh, great and powerful one. He's like, yes, I agree. I am smart. I have something to say, and you need to hear it.
I was actually going to disagree with that part. That no, some of the stuff that we talk about offline, y'all don't need to hear.
Well,
because sometimes I'm just complaining about stuff. But hey, at least I have you now as a new partner and friend to complain about some of the stuff that kind of troubles me. But eventually we will bring some of those conversations to the forefront, because some of the stuff that we talk about offline, we really do need to bring to the audience. We're just working out how do we bring those topics to the Hardly Typical podcast. And when I say complaining, it's less us talking about, the stuff that we both are passionate about, stuff about disability, faith, race, all those Hardly Typical conversations. Sometimes we have long, in-depth conversations about stuff that we see happening in the world that we will eventually bring to the podcast. But I definitely agree with you. I look forward to that on this season 2 journey and beyond, because I think we have a good thing going here.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I'm looking forward to, and you talked about learning about each other rather more, obviously that I'm looking forward to some of the conversations that we already have planned that we won't necessarily give away on this short podcast, but some of the opportunities that we're looking for in season 2 and quite honestly and beyond, to bring you some guests that we are looking forward to bringing you, if not season 2, in the next couple of seasons. So we're looking to bring in some people with other experiences in other areas that we don't have experience or expertise in, but I'm looking forward to that. And, honestly, I'm looking forward to laughing.
Absolutely. Having a good time.
We had a good time, and there was a lot of good laughs. A lot of them were unplanned. But yeah, it has been, for me, you said I'm not doing ministry. I'm still doing ministry, even though I'm not pastoring. I think for me, and one of the things I'm looking forward to is the opportunity to still feel like I'm contributing to something that matters. Yeah. When you pastored for, I don't know how long it's been for me, 24, maybe 25 years of pastoring. I started really young when I was like 20. You do that for a long time, and not because it's an ego thing. But you really do enjoy, at least most pastors. I know there's some who do it because they do enjoy the spotlight. I enjoy the impact. I enjoy feeling like I'm making a difference. And so this platform has allowed me to feel like I'm making a difference, because and maybe we'll talk about this in season 2 for the listeners. My quote unquote retirement from pastoring was a choice that I had to make because of my ongoing treatment and eventually being declared disabled because of that. Even though, I had disabilities before that. Yeah. And so maybe that's something that we talk about, right? Because I am finding new purpose and new life and being able to do this with you at a time where I was, I don't want to say forced, but, I had to make a tough decision that can be something that puts you in a state of depression.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so I've never said this to you, but thank you for partnering with me because it gave me an opportunity to still feel like, even though I'm not pastoring and this wasn't necessarily the plan I had for my life, I still have a fun platform and a great partner to be able to still feel like I'm doing something that matters. So thank you for being a part of this journey with me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It is my pleasure. Somebody has to reel in Lamar BC. We can't let him go rogue.
Yeah, I need somebody because I don't have a church to hold me accountable no more. So.
Like, whoa,
come on now, Pastor. Come on now. But seriously, I have enjoyed that. And I look forward to season 2 and beyond. So season 2 is coming, y'all. Hang on in there. We are actually in the studio recording, and it's coming. So make sure that you find us on Facebook and Instagram, Substack. Search for Hardly Typical in your podcast feeds, wherever you listen to your podcast. And remember to subscribe, like, share, and continue to engage with us. Because we're not just trying to build a podcast, we're trying to build a community. And so we look forward to seeing y'all soon in the next coming weeks as we prepare to launch season 2. Season 2.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a big addition. The big announcement.
Yeah.
Season 2 is not just audio.
Yep.
It's visual too.
We are going to do video.
So make sure you look for us on YouTube.
Yeah, we do have a YouTube channel, Hardly Typical. And we are going to, you're right. We're going to start releasing the videos of each episode as well. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. It's probably going to help you understand a little bit of our comedic partnership when you get a chance to watch and not just listen. So be on the lookout for that. And we look forward to seeing you all next season.
There you go. Looking forward to it. Make sure you share, like, subscribe.
See you next season.
See ya.